Oh, that you forgot that you did it.
Yeah, I did. I forgot that we were bright orange today, and we are going to be forced into a cheery mood
We are.
this
I am
morning.
smiling now.
I am. It does. It does kind of brighten the mood a
Yeah.
little bit, except we can't see our names, like Coach
I mean,
Monica.
it's fine. You can still see
Yeah.
that. Hey, Coach Monica.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Cheers to you.
Are we
You're a
are
drink.
we are we live on all channels or
We are live, but we probably need to do some auditing and to make sure. It says we're live.
so we
Did
need to
you
say,
link? Did you link your accounts too?
well, I know I've got to go and check.
I
So
don't
hold
think
on.
you did because I'm
Well, I
not seeing
did.
linkage here. I'm not
Well, hold
seeing
on.
it. Good
Hold on.
morning, everybody. Good morning. This is like you guys are. This is like trial number 2. So while Darcy's fixing
I might just have to
her,
share it today.
you may have to manually share it today. Yeah. So we were so concerned about the sound. We've been having struggles with the sound and knowing what the words input and output mean. Like you have to be really technically savvy to run this machine. So we were so concerned about the sound, we forgot to do all of the shares. Oh, look at it. It says Coach Darcy paired the channels with your stream. Oh,
Done.
that's so cool. So you just had to pair it, and that's all
Just
we
had to
were.
clear it. I was apparently not in the
Okay.
mindset.
This is brand new software, and we are mastering it. Oh, Coach Darcy, you can't see our logo in this color, but we're going to go with the cheery colors regardless. We're going to
Oh,
do it.
it's fine. It
Yeah,
it yeah,
everything's good.
it's
Everything's
fine. It
good.
matches with the pink hue over here. It's fine.
Yeah, it all goes together. We're good. Everything is streamed. So this software is amazing. By the way, if you are like in the need of some social media help, Darcy and I can conquer it now.
You should see. We should have a video of how we actually the process of it. It's
It's ugly.
very comical.
It is ugly. Oh,
Good
goodness.
morning.
So, yeah, we are excited today because number one, we have our software. We were so frustrated because we couldn't find our audience. And with the whole social media aspect and being controlled by, okay, who owns the social media? Who's gonna ban TikTok? Who's gonna ban the next social media? We were like, we just want our people. We just want to be able to go live and see our people.
Yeah.
And we were not being very successful at that until we found this new software, which is amazing. It's totally amazing. It's called Restream, by the way.
Oh yeah. So wherever you are, whatever you're watching from, whatever platform you're watching from, say hello. Go and like, follow, share, do the dingle
Absolutely.
bell thing where you get notified.
Yeah. Hey, is that included the aliens? Can they do that too?
Maybe they can.
Good morning, Anita. I don't know why sometimes on Facebook it doesn't tell us who's talking to us. Sometimes, like, I just see Anita and she said good morning from Facebook.
Well,
So
maybe it's your friends, or maybe they've already followed and shared and liked. So
it
if you
could be.
haven't, and
Yeah.
you're not a follower of KM Health Coaching, and you're
Yeah.
not getting notified, you should probably do that today.
You should do that. You should totally do that. We are live every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock. And we cut it a little close this morning. Darcy had a client right before this. I was getting a little nervous because we knew we had some sound issues last time. So, but we don't now. We're really good. We're gonna be hired. We're gonna be hired in the big world of all of that. So
We know things now.
we know things. I know what the word input and output.
means.
Yeah, so for all of you guys who want to know this is a bonus for our when you want an input, that's what you're speaking into, right? My microphone here, and then the output is what I hear. You can imagine that. Oh gosh, good morning, guys. I want to know where you're watching from. I want to know your platform. That will really help us too with the algorithm. What platform are you watching from, and where are you watching us from this morning? We're from Indiana. We're in the corn state of Indiana,
Not
in the
because
corn
there's
fields.
boondocks. I don't know what a
No.
boondocks is. Where are we? We're in the
Heartland. We're in the heartland. That's what our tagline says. We're in the heartland of
heartland
Indiana.
Indiana. I think
I'm
they're
in the middle of the
high hopes.
cornfield.
High hopes.
High hopes. It's so good to see you guys. We want to talk about something today that is really, it's a challenge for everyone, everywhere, and everyone, because it's not a matter of if this happens, it's a matter of when. And it's a very, very frustrating thing for our clients because it's going to happen. And we can tell everybody this is going to happen to you. Our first onboarding session with a client, we can say, and I may have to get up out of my seat. All right.
I was gonna say, listen, you forgot our third host.
I forgot the host, and he's upset.
Right now.
Yes. Okay, come on. Come on.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Winston, I love Winston so much. He's a booger.
Okay.
He's a
now we can have a peaceful meeting.
And he is happy now.
Oh gosh,
Look
Winston.
at that.
And he knew where he was going. I got up and he just automatically said, I'm
Like,
finding
this is
my
my
seat.
spot now.
It is. So, not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Right.
And if you're watching this, we want you to put in the comments, and you can even do this on replay. You see a little ticker thing scrolling at the bottom of the screen. What challenges have you faced when trying to lose weight? We want you to drop that in the comments, and we're going to address them as we see them come through our chat. We're going to address them, and we may choose your comment to talk about it specifically because we are on a very flexible schedule. We've got our notes. I got my notes right in front of me, but if we have somebody who has an issue, we're going to talk about it. So first of all, we got to understand what a plateau is, what a challenge is, right? Everybody's going to plateau. We got to talk about what it is and what it isn't. Okay? So Darcy, I'm going to have you talk about what it isn't. Okay? So some people will come to us and say, "Okay, I got this problem. I am officially stalled. Obviously, it's not working for us." And we dig a little deeper and we find out, "Oh, no, that's not a plateau. That's completely normal." Right?
Yeah, it usually starts when they haven't seen the scale move for like a couple of days or
Right.
even a week.
Right.
Sometimes even 2, maybe 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks. We're pushing it.
Yeah.
So when they are not seeing the scale move and talk to them, then they're discouraged and like, this didn't work because the scale's not talking to me.
An official stall is 4 weeks or more.
Yes.
And that is so frustrating for some people because here's a misnomer and a misunderstanding about what keto is. Now, maybe some people have this magical experience of keto working really fast, and most of our clients will lose 10 to 15 pounds the first week, right? So that attributes to the misnomer out there. But keto is not a fast weight loss. It is not. It shouldn't be. And it could be for some health coaches who only are interested in the numbers. If I was interested in the numbers and my clients and boosting our marketing, I could totally put our clients on an aggressive cut. We could do it real fast.
Absolutely.
And we could say, yeah, we can lose, 30 pounds in 2 months. We could say that, but I don't believe in that because we're real life coaches. Real life means you keep it off for 7 years, like Coach Darcy and I have. So a lot of times people think, well, the scale hasn't moved, and we ask them how long it's been, and they say a week, and we're like, no, because what happens is your body has to catch up. Your body has to catch up with the weight loss. Your mind has to catch up, and you are doing some inner body healing. So scale not moving for a couple days, that's not a plateau, okay? What is a plateau? Is there any other things that are not a plateau that people say?
Oh.
That's our number one.
Yes, it is a number one. So, when they are a like go a little bit more what you mean about that.
Other issues that people say, I've hit a plateau, and we're like, no, that's not a plateau. You're not. And I think you nailed the official one.
Here's another thing is when we can always tell when a client scale is not moving is because of their stress. That is huge. They think that because their scale moves up even though they're doing the things, they are tracking, they are not going over their personal macros. Right. They think that, oh man, I gained weight No, you didn't necessarily gain weight. You gained some inflammation.
Yeah,
Um,
you just nailed it. I want to highlight the things that you
okay.
just said,
Okay.
because the scale not moving,
Yeah.
the scale going up.
Yes.
To break it down into what is not a plateau, because you also morphed into what is a plateau in that same thing, in that
Okay.
same sentence. So I want to stop and highlight what you
Okay.
said. You said
Yes.
the scale going up. If the
Yes.
scale goes up, that's not a plateau, right? That is not a plateau.
Correct.
There's a reason, and that's what Coach Darcy was saying. Was there we go. I'm gonna highlight what Anita said right here.
Yes.
Gaining muscle and losing fat, huge. That's
Mm-hmm.
a huge thing. That's why
It
the
is.
scale could possibly go up. So
Yes.
that's not a plateau, right?
Right.
So awesome,
Uh,
awesome. Now
so the
I
other
didn't know
one,
how to take your comment. Oh, wait, Anita.
there's another one of when you have metabolically adapted to how your
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle is,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be caused by under eating,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And that goes into what the next topic, that
Okay.
is a plateau.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think
Oh,
we legit hit the big ones of what is not a plateau, and you just morphed right into
yes.
what is a plateau, and that is one of probably the biggest plateaus.
Yeah.
And that can be done on an aggressive calorie cut. That can be done on a conservative calorie cut. That's why having a coach is so important, because we're able to watch that and we're able to see, okay, tell us what the scale's done this week. Tell us what, we can look at your macros, we can look at what you've been eating, and we can say, yep, there's a reason why you hit this plateau. So plateaus are the phases where weight loss on the keto diet slows down or seems to halt despite your consistent effort. So a lot of people think they did something wrong, right? This is normal. Like there's nothing that you did wrong to hit a plateau. That's where the cool parts of coaching can come in. So Darcy, talk a little bit about these plateaus. Number one, metabolic adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
What are some more plateaus that are legit plateaus?
Well, like what Anita talked about is the activity levels
Mm-hmm.
change.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you're into building muscle, if you haven't worked out for a really long time, and then all of a sudden you start to do that and you're
Yeah.
doing a weight loss, and then also the water retention.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got all of these things into play with where why they happen.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's really frustrating, especially the gym one that you mentioned,
yeah.
because when you go and you build muscle, you are expecting in your mind, I'll speak for myself, I'm expecting in my mind the scale's going to go down because I'm getting smaller and smaller, and the opposite is happening. One of the things that helps me so much to counter that fear and that the reality, because when you rip your muscles apart, and you're doing strength training like that, you are ripping your muscles apart. Well, what goes there in the ripped portions? Water instantly goes and it heals those muscles. And so when you do strength training, it's so much different than cardio, because when you do strength training, you're burning calories, you're repairing days after. That's why the rest day is so important. When we have a client come to us and say, been put on a 7-day routine with no rest days in the between, won't even work with them on that, because you've got to have that rest day to repair. And so one of the things I've found helpful is that scale that shows me and tells me this is how much water you have. And we'll put the link to the scale that we use in the comments here, because it saves my brain. It saves my brain because I know, okay, I have more water in my body than normal. The muscle is more today, and that's why I've hit this quote plateau, right?
Yeah. And it's also like we have this mindset we've been trained with, is that when we go and exercise, it's for weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
We forget about the muscle building. So
Mm-hmm.
people go and to the gym expecting to eat the same way, and then be able to go to the gym and just work out
Mm-hmm.
really hard, and then they're burning maybe maximum 1,000 calories. That's a lot of calories to burn, but that's
Mm-hmm.
not even a meal that you just consumed. So we have that mindset that we're going to the gym to lose weight.
Right. Right. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the one we don't like to talk about.
Mm.
We talk about the gym. That's proactive, right? That's something that you're physically doing. But there's some things that you're doing that are not so sexy, right? Number one, it's the metabolic adaptation, and number two, it is getting lazy. So
Mm.
which one of those do you want to take? I'll take either one of them.
I
Met- Metabolic
rock
adaptation or
paper
getting lazy.
rock paper scissors.
Okay, all
I
right.
don't care. Come on.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors.
Oh wait, you didn't
Wait.
do shoot. Now I know you're going scissors. Okay,
Okay,
rock,
rock,
paper,
paper,
scissors, shoot. No, it's delayed.
shoot. Oh, dear gracious. You pick whichever one you want to
Okay,
go and you run with it.
so metabolically adaptation. I will hit that one.
Okay.
It's just like I started to pinpoint on where we decide it's like that eat less, move more kind of movement. You can think of that way. We are trained to well was it in the 70s or the 80s when that whole low fat movement came in, that whole thing. So we're
Yeah.
always, our brain is wired to think, oh, we're gonna go low fat, low calories, and so if I don't eat, then I'm obviously going to stay small. I'm going to stay, or I'm going to lose weight. But that might work until you hit where you start
Till
to
it doesn't.
until it doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's where the adaptation comes in. It works until it doesn't. And
Mhm.
so your body now has adapted to saying, okay, well, I'm not getting enough food now. I'm going to start storing it because
Right.
I need a certain amount of fat and need a certain amount of protein, and I cannot give up what I have because I'm not getting enough. It's so it starts to now take, when it does get some calories in there, it takes and it starts to store.
Yeah.
It stores. It's like a squirrel during, prepping for wintertime. It's storing the nuts because it doesn't know when it's going to get some nuts.
Slows your metabolism down. Right.
So your body is now used to how you are living your life. It's getting used to how you are eating, and it doesn't like it. So it's going to normalize and balance out, because our bodies are meant to heal itself. Our bodies are going to do the things that it needs to do to function the way it needs to function.
And it also, so let's say that you aren't doing low calories. Let's say you're doing your calories like, with your TDEE, which is how much it takes to maintain your current weight. Or in just, say 200, which is our preference when we give you macros. We want a conservative calorie deficit for you. But let's just say you eat those at the top of your calories, but you eat the same thing every day. Same thing happens with adaptation. Your body's number one job is called homeostasis. That's to keep it the same at all times. And so when we keep it the same, when we take our women through the women's program, we shake them up. We don't let them do the same fast every day. A lot of times people come to us and say, well, Monica, I've always done 16-8 fast. I've always only eaten in that 8-hour window. Problem is they've done it every day for 5 years and they've adapted. So we're like, shake it up, baby. You've got to throw in some crazy stuff.
Well, it's even like the on top of that, the people do OMAD, like the 1 meal a day. They think that just eating 1 meal a day is going to be great for them. It is. Yeah. But if you do it every day, it's not gonna help you out. Your body is getting used to it.
Absolutely. Yep. Patty says we're also taught to not question what our doctors tell us. Clearly, they need to update their education. We wholeheartedly believe that. I am making a list. This is really cool. I don't think I've even told. I think I did tell you last night, Darce. We just launched a brand new program called Keto. Yeah, Keto. Yeah, I gave you a warning because I said, here you go, Darce. Keto for women. And it's for women only. Sorry, guys. But we are creating a list in that module, in the third module, of homeopathic doctors who will listen to us, Patty. So, by the way, if you have one of those that does listen to you and is willing to do all of the homeopathic stuff, is willing to do the hormones, willing to do, all of those things that our OBGYNs ignore us for, oh, you'll get through it. You'll get through the hot flashes. No, sister, you don't have to just get through. You can totally thrive through this time of your life. So that's my soapbox of the day, but Patty's 100% right. And we're creating a list of doctors who will listen to us.
Yeah.
So if you have those, please make sure
Send them our
you
way.
send them over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So metabolic adaptation is one plateau. The other thing is we just get lazy. And I put myself on the operating table for this one. There's times where I just get lazy because I eat the same thing every day. Or, I've lost a certain amount of pounds and I'm feeling good. Maybe I don't need to push myself a little bit more. Maybe I'm okay with just hanging out at the same weight when the reality is our goals, we didn't reach our goals. And we just got lazy. We got lazy with tracking. We started eating crap again. We started bringing in the processed foods again. We started eating the seed oils again slowly. We like to talk about how to kill a frog on this podcast. But it's true. How do you kill a frog? You don't throw a frog into a pot of boiling water. You put them in a pot of cold water and you bump it up a little bit at a time. That is how plateaus happen. And sometimes we just need a recalibration of, oh, yeah, I remember when Coach Monica and Coach Darcy and Coach Kathy said to do the detox, to not eat anything processed, to not put that crap in our body and to treat it like poison. We started bringing in the arsenic a little bit at a time, and now we've caused ourselves a darn plateau. So
I think
yeah.
of the phrase "you are what you eat." You know that whole movement. I never really thought about it, but we are really what we eat.
We are what we eat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Toxic, plastics, all of it. Yeah. We are what we eat. And when we say these things, we don't overwhelm our clients with these things. When I work with a client, I know all of the things that are poisonous. Like I have done research. I have, I'm certified. I've got all of the book knowledge. But we don't say change all of this at once. We say, okay, next time you go for that plastic water bottle, how about if we switch it out to some stainless steel? How about we switch it out to a glass, a glass, which is the ultimate best thing because the toxins in the plastic bottle are literally killing us. Yeah. And I forget the statistic I read, but now I look at those water bottles and I'm like, no. Unless I'm dying.
I'll just say for men, because we talk a lot about women hormones, but when men drink out of a plastic bottle and it's been heated up, that is putting toxins that is going to destroy your testosterone.
Absolutely. So, number one testosterone killer is plastic.
Yes.
So there we go. See, we remember our guys in this.
We do.
So we've talked about understanding plateaus. Now the strategies to break them. So you get in a plateau and it's not any fault of your own. You're doing nothing wrong. Are you stuck in that plateau? Or is there, I put my water bottle in a glass and I get so many compliments in my cute glass bottle. I was doing that too. And I do need to do some research. I probably shouldn't talk about questions I have on live air. But I do have questions like stainless steel. Is that okay? Does anybody know? Like, is stainless steel okay? Because here's my problem. I am such a klutz. When I have a glass bottle, 9 times out of 10, and I'm not even joking about that, 9 times out of 10, it's on the floor broken. No?
Yep.
Amazon. She got hers on Amazon. I love Amazon.
I know how glasses, what chemicals or materials are made for glass, and I think it should be okay. Like I feel like
the stainless steel is okay.
Well, I'm not sure about stainless steel.
Well, that's my question. I know glass is the number one thing you need to choose.
Although there's silicone. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So let's talk about strategies to break through these plateaus.
Yes.
Number 1, evaluate your macros. That is the number one thing we do as coaches during our sessions. And if you don't have a coach, this is one great reason to have it because we are in charge of your science. We're in charge of the numbers. We ask you to do the things, but when it comes down to it, we are in charge of looking at those numbers. And there's a lot of factors of why maybe you stalled. So we go and we troubleshoot them. But the first thing we look at is your macros and your calories. Are you in a calorie deficit? Have you plateaued? Have you metabolically adapted? If you have metabolically adapted, this is why we do not take Optavia clients after they've crashed their metabolism and after they're starting to gain the weight back. We cannot put them in our normal program. We have to put them in our metabolic adaptation program. We have to reverse their diet. It takes about 4 months to do that. You can heal from it, okay? So, and same with the weight loss pills and drugs, the shots. Number one, my gosh, now the statistics are coming in. People that are on the shots, I have to share a picture of you all. Okay, you go ahead and do that. I don't know if it's us or you. We'll find out, right? But when they come to us with a crashed metabolism, it takes about 4 months to fix that. And the weight loss shots now, I don't know if you're watching the news. Number one, the paralyzed stomachs is freaky, absolutely freaky. But now that the coupons are running out for the Manjaro shots and all of those things, now the food noises return, and people are gaining at least 20 pounds a month. And for every time I say that, there's going to be some person out there who says, I've kept it off for the last 5 years. I'm telling you, you're the minority, right? Just doesn't work because they haven't learned how to eat. So we reassess your macros. We look to see what you're actually eating. And this is where the data, a picture of your bottle. Yes, send that picture because we want to see that cute bottle. I thought you were going to share a picture of us. So we look at how much you're eating. We need accurate data when we're reversing your diet. We need to know exactly how much you're exercising. So we collect data for a couple of months and then we reevaluate. Sometimes we have to put you on a reverse diet. And so sometimes we have to adjust that. Sometimes we just got to snap you out. Sometimes we'll put you on a block fasting program. There are so many things that we can do, but that's the first thing we do. Darcy, you want to talk about intermittent fasting? That's the second thing we. Oh, yeah. I kind of hinted at that.
You just introduced it. It's fine. That's what we do. So intermittent fasting, I at first personally had a love-hate relationship with fasting. It was highly misinformed in my brain. When I jumped into fasting, I did it like I thought it was supposed to be done, where you just don't eat, right? Well, yes, that's part of fasting, but intermittent fasting shakes things up. It allows you to, pick and choose different parts, meal times where you're going to maybe, skip out on breakfast and push yourself to as far as you can until you can actually hear your stomach rumble. And that means your stomach's yelling at you like, hey, I'm hungry. So then you feed it at lunchtime-ish, and then you can, have your dinner time. And then you can shake things up where you have breakfast, you skip lunch, you go to dinner, you can, eat your breakfast and lunch. And then you can, the point of that is all of this is that you are shaking things up. You are keeping your body guessing. You are also healing your body. You're allowing your body to actually digest the food that you had, use the nutrients that you just consumed, and distribute it all around your body. Every time what is the statistics, the stats of when the average person eats from 17 to 36 or 28, one of those. Those many times a day, 17 to 20. We'll go to 28 just to give you some slack. So 17 to 28 times a day when we're really focused on 3 meals a day. Yeah. Then we're being told to eat 6 times a day. You need to constantly be having little snacks. Every time you do that, you're spiking your insulin. So the point of all this is that you are keeping your body guessing, allowing your body to digest, and allowing it to do what the body knows how to do best.
Yeah, and the body really was created for intermittent fasting. I always put, as a former binge eater and a food addict, I always put a disclaimer in there that you have to have supervision if you are going to fast. But that's one way to shake things up. Another way I like to shake things up, and sometimes, again, I do it supervised, but sometimes I will say to a client, I want you to eat breakfast. If you've been intermittent fasting, I want you to eat breakfast for 4 days. Or I want you to double your calories this week. Whoa, that is really hard. Because something happens when you double your calories, your normal caloric intakes, you jolt that metabolism and you get it going again. So sometimes it's just a simple matter of science and incorporating a little bit of variety. So sometimes we are creatures of habit. All the times we're creatures of habit. We eat the same thing every day. because it's safe. We know it's safe. I'm a big one of eggs every day because I love eggs, but if I'm eating it every day, maybe that morning I need to throw in a steak. Maybe that morning I need to throw in a keto treat, that we don't typically eat. So throwing in variety, different food recipes. Sometimes we're just plain bored. Somebody asked over here, again, I can't see names. I don't like that
No,
portion.
yeah.
Been struggling for about a month. What do you find it harder in the summer or winter to eat healthier? For me, I find it, I gotta think about that.
I I
Where I struggle is getting sloppy. Where I struggle, I think both, and Darcy's going to speak to her own because this is all individual. When I get sloppy and when I stop tracking and when I go maybe take a little bit of sneak treats or something in the summer, maybe if I took even for me, if I take some Rebel ice cream, which is totally keto, I tend to get sloppy. So when I get sloppy, getting back on track is nearly impossible without the detoxes, which is what I explained, because that just takes you back to home base. And usually if you've fallen off the wagon, then I recommend the detox for 4 weeks. We say heck with the 2 weeks because you have watered down your core principles. That's not the word I want, but your core standards. You know what I'm saying? That you've watered that down, and so that doesn't exist anymore. And so we recommend the detox for an entire month to get you back on track. What were you going to say, Darcy, about summer, winter?
Well, I know for scientifically we're primal, we're primates obviously, but in a way. But like other animals, they like to hibernate in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is they're collecting the fat. So I think that's what tends to happen is that when the season comes, we're gonna, start to take on more things. And
Mm-hmm.
since we live in a society that we have a celebration every single month starting from, for me it's October on to January, there's always going to be that during all of winter time, then there's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be these special events. But now we have different special events in the summertime. So I think it comes with the season. Both are not easy.
Mm-hmm.
And we have summer sloppies, as I had just, had called it this summer. And then we have winter blues where we are
Oh,
stressed because
yeah.
we don't have the sun coming out. We don't go
Yeah.
outside. So yeah, either way, if you let your guard down
Mm-hmm.
in springtime, the springtimes we're a little bit more motivated to move
Yeah.
because we've been trapped in our houses for so long.
Yeah.
But
There's an excuse for every
there
season,
is
was
there's
what
an
you're saying.
excuse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Your bodies naturally don't want to be healthy, so you can create an excuse for every season. And so when you let your guard down and you start to get sloppy, you start to entertain compromise, that's when it's going to be hard for all seasons. So that's why this has to be a lifestyle. It's got to be a forever lifestyle that you have to look at that food, like Darcy said at the beginning. It's kryptonite. It's poison. It is those bad foods. Literally, you are what you eat. And if you're eating toxins, you're going to get rid of toxins. And so, yeah, it's an awesome, beautiful picture of how this works. It's so what do we do to get around these things? Is we get in a group. We get in a group. Number one, there are some of you guys who are struggling so badly that you are wondering if there is hope, if there is in fact hope, because you have tried everything in the book. And you fail every time. I failed every time for my 25 years that I was 250 pounds. I failed and failed and failed. It wasn't until I united with people, I got help, and I learned the science. I shut the exit ramp doors, and that was when we finally had victory. Doesn't mean it's easy for us. We still struggle. I'm going through this whole holistic thing, which we're going to take a whole session to talk about one time. I don't feel like I'm there yet. And really cool thing, we might have Courtney come on as a guest, because I think that would really be amazing to have a holistic doctor on here, so that we can learn more about all of these things from somebody who knows what they're talking about. Yeah. We are not medical doctors. We don't play one on the internet. We just know that this stuff works. and we just do what they tell us and it works. So if you need help, please reach out to us. You're not alone. We have created a brand new program that we are completely excited about. We have separated our program, men and women. Now, when we get together as a group, we come together, men and women, every Mondays we eat. If you need a support group, we are here. We meet at noon and 8, and we come together as a group. But when we do coaching, we divide it because men and women are different. They have different hormones. Men only have to deal with one hormone. Women have minimum 3 with a plethora of about 20 that are sidekicks to them. And we have to balance them in different ways. So sometimes estrogen is showing her head, and then progesterone is hiding, and then we have to shift, and then progesterone wants the stage and estrogen crashes. We have to eat differently during those times. And so that's our brand new program for women, where we're going to take you out of the 20 carbs, and we are going to boost you, and there's gonna be some fun times. So if you need us, we are here for you at all times. Just message us. You can message Coach Darcy. You can message Coach Monica. I put our link to our website in the comments section, a couple of them up. So please reach out to us. Ask us, if you're a woman, ask us about the new 3-month program that we have, just brand new, released here this week. So it was fun. Also, I do have to make an announcement that tomorrow is a very, very special day at KM Health Coaching because it is Coach Darcy's birthday. So if you see her around town, Coach, happy birthday, Coach. I can't type and
I went this far. I was this close of just sliding on by.
No, we're not going to do that. We're going to say happy birthday, Coach Darcy. And that's all we have for the day. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. It helps us to know where you're watching from. And Coach Darcy Winston says happy birthday as well.
So I have to say, he moves to the other side of the chair when you're blocking his way. Every time you lean, he does this little waddle over to the other side, and then he waddles on.
So for our new program, we actually put videos in this program, and that's how the women are going to follow is videos and audio. It's pretty cool. But every video I had to do a disclaimer, just saying, you know what? I'm not even going to fight it. I'm going to go with it. And I just want to introduce you to Winston, the office bird. And he promised to be quiet. Obviously, he's got issues with his promises.
He gave you a time frame of how long he's going to be quiet.
He did. He's like, well, and we are technically 8 minutes over our time. So he's telling us.
Yes.
All right. So every Tuesday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have a topic you want us to cover, feel free. By the way, there's a little QR code at the top of the screen here. If you want to be directed straight to our website, you just find us there. You can find Coach there. You can find this coach and that coach and Kathy Coach. All right, guys. You have an amazing rest of the day, and we love you. We'll see you next Tuesday.